Welcome to Linton Stockton High School in Linton, Indiana. The Jasper Wildcats are on the road to open up the 2020-21 season against the Linton Stockton Miners. The Wildcats coming off last season's 17-5 record, but have a lot of players to replace from that senior-dominated team, and they will take on a Linton Stockton team that's already 2-0 on the season and ranked number 2 in 2A. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider, along with Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And Jason, just kind of taking a look at the team that the Wildcats are playing. First of all, we're playing basketball. That's the main thing. We were supposed to be playing Gibson Southern tonight, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, they had to cancel that basketball game. So the Wildcats were fortunate enough to be able to schedule a game against Linton tonight. And but the thing is, we're going to open up a season like this. We're playing a really good basketball team.
Yeah, you're right, Craig. Obviously opening against Gibson Southern compared to Linton is a big switch. As a coaching staff, you're preparing for Gibson Southern, and then all of a sudden, that kind of falls apart. And then you're fortunate enough to be able to pick up a game, much less a game against a very formidable opponent in Linton. They've had a lot of success here in the last few years. Looking at the banners at the end of the gym, they've been sectional champs. 15, 16, 19, 20. So they've had a lot of success. State runner-up in 2019. So it's a great atmosphere here for the what we're going through. So hopefully Jasper can come out and play the game that they need to play to compete tonight.
Well, and that's the thing with this basketball team. As far as we were talking about just at the outset there, the number of seniors that we lost with Cabrick, Harmon, Stom, Hope, and Reese Day last year. And as far as the players that are coming back from that team, Caleb Berger was the leading scorer out of that group at 7.3 points per game. But combined, out of the guys that played mostly varsity minutes last year, including Isaac Day, Goodhue, and then also Isaac Heim, only a combined of 14 points per game among those guys. So we're really going to need to find somebody to score the basketball this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Somebody's going to have to step up and be a leader of this team because there's not a lot of varsity experience outside of Berger. Goodhue, obviously, he came in last year and played a lot of quality minutes for us. And, guys are going to have to step up.
And I tell you, as far as the basketball team on the floor tonight, the Miners, they've got one recruit from Indiana State. He's actually signed to play for Indiana State, and he is 6'5", Lincoln Hale, who is he was a junior All-State last year, and he's already scored 32 points in their win against North Knox, and then against Park Heritage. Against a really good Park Heritage team, scored 26 in that basketball game. And he's already the all-time leading scorer just after that first game.
Yeah, he's obviously, a very good player. And Jasper's going to have their work cut out because of the size advantage that they've got. We're going to have to do a very good job on the board and do that.
All right, so we got our first whistle of the basketball game, and that's going to be a personal foul going against the Miners here. And so Isaac Day will go to the free throw line as he was going up for that shot in the lane there. But, and the other thing, too, with the Wildcats, we're missing some ball players tonight.
We are. The pandemic's got 3 guys off of the varsity team in Spencer Dinglert, Gus Heichelbeck, and Connor Foley are missing tonight. And with the Gus and Connor gone, that's a big, those are 2 of our bigger guys that we've got. So, they're going to be tough to replace. So it looks like we've got a lane violation. Isaac missed a second free throw, so he's going to get a shot here for another one. So, these are kind of mistakes that, as a coach, they drive you nuts because it's an unforced turnover and it cost them a point. So
right. All right, so Heim takes advantage of that, so he hits 2 free throws there. Wildcats lead this game early on 2-0.
Tanner Ernie's drawn the assignment to guard Hale a little bit. Obviously he's going to give up some size. And right there, I watched him shoot in pregame, and the kid can shoot the basketball, and it doesn't hurt to be 6'5" either and be able to do that. So in warm-ups, he was shooting the ball out at half court or at the volleyball line and just draining them. So, like I said, Tanner's going to have his work cut out. And there's another long one.
All right, so Himes able to get the rebound there. Now Berger's going to bring it across. Drops it down to Goodhue, but it is knocked away, and the Miners going to come up with the other way. Here comes Lincoln Hale.
We've got to do a lot better job of taking care of the basketball. 2 turnovers already, here within the first 2 minutes of the game, and against a good opponent like that, you can't do that.
All right, so Berger gets a shot from beyond the arc there, and actually the Wildcats come up with the rebound. Now Himes got it up top, and that's the thing with this Miner basketball team. They're kind of famous for a 1-3-1 defense, and it looks like that's what the Wildcats are facing right now, but a nice shot hit there from the corner.
Yeah, Day's a good shooter. Isaac's going to have to step up this year, and he's one of the guys that we can possibly look to do some scoring that we need to replace from last year's team. So,
and that's the thing with that 1-3-1 defense. If you can get that shot down in the corner, you're going to have to knock it down when you get the opportunities. And actually, Braden Walters, he's just a freshman, 6'5", and he gets his first bucket of the ball game. So 7-5, Miners lead the Wildcats. Feed down low, good shot fake there to draw the defense, and he'll shoot 2.
And that's what, when you're playing against an opponent that's a lot taller than you, Goodhue did an excellent job there of shot faking and getting the guy up off the ground and then being able to go up. Now, when you get to the free throw line here, obviously, you want to try to convert these. So.
All right, so the Wildcats so far 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Both of them coming from the front line. Isaac Heim 2 for 2, and Jace Goodhue hits there, and we got our first substitution of the ball game.
Michael Beekler came in for Isaac Heim. So.
All right, so misses on the second. 1-point ball game. Miners lead 7-6 over the Wildcats. Wildcats into man-to-man.
And you'll see a lot out of that out of Jasper. I mean, that's just pretty well a staple for our defense is to play man-to-man. And, you've got to get them blocked off. Again, when you're at a size advantage, you got to get guys blocked off and be able to go get the rebound. And there, we didn't do that.
All right, so that's Logan Webb who's at the line. Oh, and he misses everything on that free throw.
He's only a sophomore, so I mean they're led by some seniors, but they've also got some young guys that make the future look fairly promising for them.
Well, I tell you what though, the future and the past has been huge for these guys. Actually, in the last 2 seasons, they are 51-6, going to the state finals in 2019. Last year won the sectional, and they kind of expected a run as Berger hits one in the lane.
When teams play these, I call them gimmick defenses, a trap and things like that, you have to be patient. You have to take what the defense gives you. You got to move the basketball. So far, we've done a pretty good job of that.
One thing I am impressed with the Wildcats, and actually I think it's throwing the Miners off early on here, is just the aggressive man-to-man we're seeing so far.
Yeah, that like I said before, that Jasper, that man-to-man defense has pretty well been a staple for them. They'll switch up and go to a zone every now and then, but for the most part, they're going to get after you in a man-to-man defense.
All right, so Coach John Gable continues to go to his bench as Jack Albrand, number 13, is in the ball game.
So they like to run this trap because the 3 guys that are up on top on that trap are all 6'5". So, it makes it hard to get the ball over the top of them.
So Berger had a nice look there, but a great job by Goodhue to put it back up and in.
We're doing a good job on the boards. I mean, I've got us down for 3 offensive rebounds already. So, that's a positive.
So the Wildcats lead 10-7, 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. Just underway on this 2020-21 season. Fadeaway J on the way, does not go for Hale, and here come the Wildcats.
And a lot of times, Craig, on when teams want to run that half-court trap like that, if you can run transition like that and get the ball down the floor before they get a chance to set that defense up, that's a key. And so far Jasper looks like they're doing a pretty good job of pushing the tempo a little bit.
Right. All right, so as we inbound with 3:11 to go here in the first quarter, Jasper up 10-7 as Berger works his way across.
Allbrand checked in for Isaac Day.
Michael Beekler in the corner gets it knocked away, but the Cats will hang on to it. So
that right there, that's a place where you want to try to stay out of it, because against that trap, you're using that end line as an extra defender, and you got to try to stay away from the out of bounds lines when teams are trapping.
And so Allbrand works it up to the top. Now Day's got it. Just check back in. Penetrates, finds an opening there, now kicks back out. Berger finds an open shot. Now he would have eaten that one, so he kind of had to throw it away. Now they throw it quickly as the Miners trying to get out there in transition and overthrows the pass to Hale.
Kind of it's a sloppily played game, but early in the season you kind of expect that. Like you said earlier, Linton's played a couple of games already. Jasper's first game, but you got to take care of the basketball, and early on that's a little bit tough.
Well, the thing is, we're seeing some open shots. Beekler's not able to hit that one from the corner, but it seems like from the wings and also in the corner, we're seeing that those openings there against this 1-3-1. But there's a nice drive and a bucket. First one for Joey Hart, who is actually the son of the head coach, Joey Hart. And I'll tell you what, Joey Hart's had unbelievable success here at Linton since he's taken over in 2011. He's won 6 sectionals, 3 regionals, 2 semi-states, and those were 2 state final appearances in 2013, and then in 2019 getting knocked off by Andrean in the state finals.
Yeah, he's done an exceptional job. It helps when you got a lot of talent too, and he has obviously he's helped develop that,
right?
But
so Day finally gets it across over there. Allbrand with it on the wing. And he overthrows a pass intended for Berger. So another turnover for the Wildcats. So we were even right now with 2:01 to go, 10-10 for both these teams.
And when teams trap, that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to speed you up, get out of your game that you're used to playing, and make you make mistakes like that. And, you obviously, anytime you have to take care of the basketball, but when teams are going to trap and full court press, that's especially when you need to take care of it.
All right, so there's going to be a reach-in call.
They kind of run
pick that one up.
They kind of run a little clear out there. They put 4 guys on the one side and give the ball to Joey Hart, and he basically had an open lane to the basket.
All right, so the Cats continue to work the subs here. Linton has yet to go to their bench.
Ernie and Day, I believe, came back in for Allbrand and Beekler.
So Hale's got it. Again, Ernie all over him. And I think his responsibility is look at that number 15 on his chest and stay with him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, you're definitely right. He's obviously the player that they look for.
So Pine's not able to hit that shot, and Heim comes up with it. Berger quickly on the left side. Try to double team him there, and Ernie gets it. Drive kick to the corner, so Day's got an opportunity, and he drops it. So the Wildcats are hitting it. That's their second three-pointer, both by Day.
And that when teams are playing defenses like this, that's a quick way to get them to get out of it is to hit the open shots like that.
Good steal there by Ernie, but he loses the handle, and Hale's able to recover.
Kind of knocked him to the ground, and there was no call. But
good job there by Goodhue to come up with the steal. He's got a feed over there to Day and knocks it out of bounds actually by the Miners. So 13-10 is our score. We got 46 seconds to go, and we got a substitution now. Number 2, Walters coming into the ball game. And also checking in is going to be number 10, Connor Cox. So now Joey Hart starting to work his bench a little bit over there. 13-10, the Wildcats with the lead. Basketball underneath. Ooh, and a pass that was picked up by 6'5" Walters there.
That was doomed from the start.
Now Hale's got a look, and he makes him pay.
You leave him open, and he's gonna drain those. Like we said earlier, he's a very good outside shooter.
He's knocked down 2 of them already. Ties this ball game at 13. We got 24 seconds to go as the Wildcats aggressively moving against this 1-3-1. And kick out of bounds, and the Wildcats will retain. 20 seconds now.
We need to be patient here and get the last shot of the quarter. Move the ball around, get a good shot.
All right, so Ernie.
They don't like to trap the ball out top. They wait till it gets to a wing somewhere, and then that's when they want to fly guys at them.
All right, so Heim not able to hit that shot, but had a good look at it. Gets 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Miners trying to drive there, and actually are going to pick up a foul here. So Goodhue will be whistled for that one. So team fouls now. The Wildcats with 4, 2 on the Miners. And Andrew Wallace is going to check in for the last 2.1 seconds.
That's just to make sure that Goodhue don't pick up his second foul here in the last 2 seconds, I think.
All right, so they try the inbound. Heim picks it off. Full court heave will not go, but an impressive start for the Jasper Wildcats, considering an outstanding opponent they're playing tonight, the number 2 ranked team in 2A. Right now we're tied at the end of 1, 13 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again here at Linton Stockton High School. I get used to saying that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, again, a great opponent for the Wildcats to pick up at the very last minute as Gibson Southern postponed their game due to the COVID virus. And but I'll tell you what, the Wildcats look really impressive as far as their aggressiveness offensively and defensively there, Jason.
Yeah, they did. They did a very good job, you know, outside of the turnovers. I got them unofficially for 5 turnovers in that first quarter.
But they play at a fast pace. So.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's going to happen.
Right.
But, you know, I've got Linton for 4 turnovers also. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like I said earlier, it's a little sloppy, but, you know, you got to kind of expect that as a, you know, early in the season like it is. But, yeah, we're shooting the ball well and moving it. Not, for the most part, we're not letting that trap defense bother us a whole lot.
So Lincoln Hale gets to the lane there and tries to get the shot over Heim, but Heim comes up with the missed one, and here comes Day quickly. The Cats have numbers here if they can hustle up. Feed out in the corner, and Albran.
I think that's Mundy.
Oh, I'd take that back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So Mooney's now checked in.
Mundy's
so the Wildcats
are
going 9 players deep in this basketball game, but Mooney can't get that one to drop, and a good steal there by Isaac Day. Day gets it over to Heim. He's just inside the arc, so it's going to be short. And here come the Miners. They're going to have an easy one the other way. Well, should have been easy, but actually it's going to be a foul called and a bucket
and
counts.
One.
Yep.
And that's just a little bit, you know, Mundy's young. You know, he's a sophomore. You know, obviously he's going to learn as time goes on. You know, there's times when you just got to give him the 2 points and move on. Now you're giving him an opportunity to add one on to that. So you can't fault him for the hustle.
All right, if he drops that, no, and he does not, so it remains a 2-point game, and now we've got a held ball underneath. And Linton will retain possession of the basketball. So 7:08 on the clock, just underway here in the second quarter. Tied at the end of 1 at 13. Right now it's 15-13, Miners with their lead. Feed down low, oh boy.
He took
Ernie
a gamble.
tried,
he took a gamble and tried to get the steal, and when he didn't get it, it left Hale open for a wide open shot.
All right, so now that's a steal actually by the freshman, but the good job there by Ernie to get it right back.
And that's what you got to do when you make a mistake. You know, as a coach, you love to see that. You make a mistake, you hustle back on defense. Don't hang your head. You know.
Well, now pick right there. So Hale's going to come the other way, and he pins it against the rim on the jam. Doesn't go. And a battle, and a good job by the Wildcats. 4 guys back for the Cats. Come up with that ball. And that's going to be a travel called on Isaac Day. But, you know, just in that sequence, you know, as far as just being able to take care of the basketball. Now, one thing as far as Braden Walters, he had 5 steals against Park Heritage the other night. So he's going to be aggressive when you're trying to feed that ball right inside around the free throw line.
And he hangs back. He's long, you know, and he sticks his arm in there and can get to the basketball. And that's exactly what he did right there.
Right,
so we've got to do a better job of taking the ball
Does a good job of stealing the ball right there, and Berger with a nice reverse put it up and in. So now we're looking at a 17-15 ball game. The Miners lead the Wildcats by 2. Spin move, now kick over to the corner, wide open is Hale, but he does not make him pay, but a good long reach there by Walters to save it. Now the Miners still trying to save it, now they eventually get it. Drive to the baseline, kick back out, three-pointer on the way, not there. And Walters again with those long arms.
Walters just likes to stick them in there and just tap the ball to himself, and he does a very good job of it for a young player.
Well, there's the shooter roll right there for the shooter, Lincoln Hale.
With Walters being 6'5", he's got long arms. You know, you've got to be careful. You got to get him off the board.
So Wildcats trail right now by 4, 19-15. Wallace out there now for the Cats. Berger, wide open look, and he drops it.
And that's the spot against that trapping defense that's wide open, because it takes the defense a while to get to that spot to be able to cover it. And Day hit 2 on the other side of the floor, exactly the same shot, basically. It's just on the other side.
So 19-18 with 4:51 to go here in the second quarter. Nice spin move there. Now kicking out to the wing. Three-pointer there. Berger lost his footing before he was able to gather that basketball. Give him credit for the rebound. All right, so the Cats looking to take the lead back. Jump shot, Ernie, not there. Wallace gets the rebound on the baseline. Now kicks out. Berger from 3. So Dryden, they tried to kick it out to Hale there, and now you got Connor one-on-one. They can take it there, and they're going to actually draw the contact, and the basket's good. So what do you think of the Wildcat transition game so far?
Like we talked earlier, against a trapping defense like that, you want to push the issue. We want to push the ball down the floor, and we're doing a very good job of it. Just every now and then we get a little bit helter-skelter and out of control with, over the course of the season. That's one thing, you hope you improve on. But overall tonight, I've been satisfied with the way we get the ball down the floor.
All right, so Day's not able to convert there on the free throw. Jasper with a 20-19 lead, 4:10 to go. Now it's an easy drop down low, and good patience by number 32 to put it up and in. That's Drew Smith.
Somebody didn't get back in their defensive assignment there, but
it was very impressive as far as the Wildcats, because again, Linton across the boards, 6'3 plus.
And I think if you're going to beat a team like this, that with that size and guys that like to trap and do that type of thing, you've got to be able to shoot the ball from outside.
Right.
That's a key to beating teams like this, and so far we've done very well with it.
Yep. Wildcats have hit 3 3-pointers. Linton has hit 2. Both of theirs have come from Lincoln Hale. We've got Isaac Day with 2 and Berger with 1. So the Miners with a 1-point lead right now, 21-20. So it seems like at the pace of this game, we ought to be in the 50s already, but still just a very aggressive basketball game. Spin there, and shot does not go for number 33, Joey Hart. Day steps back, and it pays for him. Nice job there by Isaac Day. Third three-pointer, he's got 11. 23-21 with 3 minutes to go, and we're going to have a foul on Berger here.
Jasper switched to a little bit of kind of giving them their own medicine. We went to a half-court trap there trying to surprise them, and it did a little bit. I didn't – it was kind of a ticky-tack foul, but, when you're on the road, the officials they're not in mid-season form either, so
right.
you're gonna get some of those things, so.
And I mentioned earlier in the article I read prior to the ball game, Park Heritage, when the Miners played them, switched to a 2-3. Would you think that'd be beneficial for them right now?
I don't know. With the way we're shooting the ball outside, that kind of neglects that, theory. I don't know that they play man-to-man, but to me, if you did, why would you not want to with your size advantage?
That's what I was just thinking too. It's like, we'll see if they make any switches defensively, but so far the Cats right into the ball game. And there's Allbrand knocking down a three. So the Wildcats have hit 5 3-pointers in this basketball game. Lead 26-21 with 2:27 to go here in the second quarter. Now Hale's going to try to match him. Mitch is to the right side now. Good Hugh with the board. Now Ernie gets it knocked away, and Day's able to recover there. And we got a whistle now. So foul situation, both teams with 5. And that one's called on number 33, Joey Hart, his first.
William Schmidt's getting ready to check in. I'm not sure who he's going to.
Actually comes in for Allbrand. So again, the Wildcats have gone very, very deep into their bench. I mean, every single player on the varsity squad tonight has touched the floor.
Yep.
In meaningful minutes, too.
And you see that early in the season because Coach Gable, you know, obviously he doesn't have his rotations. He doesn't know this or that. So he's going to give them all, you know, ample time to see what they can do. And so far, I think everybody that's gotten in the game, which, like you said, has been all of them,
right,
they've all done okay when they've been in there.
Feet over there. Day drives into the lane, kicks out. Now we got a baseline opportunity, but a drive to the basket there, and that's Beekler going, and he is fouled and will shoot too. So
what I like there was, you know, Jasper kept making the extra pass. You know, there was a couple of open shots, but they weren't selfish. They didn't jack them up. They looked for the extra guy that might have been more open than they were. Oh, goes in.
So Michael Beekler.
I think this is probably Beekler's first varsity experience tonight. So
he's outstanding on the football field this year.
It's good to see him out there being able to contribute, knocking down both of those. Jasper picks him up in a little full court. You know, Linton just, I don't know, they look out of sync.
Yeah,
they really do. I'm surprised by, you know, an experienced team that they have.
Right. Well, and Joey Hart doesn't like it either, so he's going to call a timeout with 1:32 to go. Jasper leading this basketball game 28-21 over the Linton Miners here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Wildcats full court presses disrupt the Miners here and forcing Coach Joey Hart to call a timeout. Joey Hart against John Gable. Both of these coaches have had tremendous success everywhere they've gone. Hart mostly here at Linton, Stockholm. John Gable, of course, at Evansville Mater Dei, and in his 14th year at Jasper.
That was a nice play there. They got the ball down low to Hale, and they double teamed him, and he made a nice pass to Walters to finish it off.
So there's a drive to the lane there, and shot up and in goes for Day. 1 minute to go. Jasper gets their 7-point lead back, 30-23 right now. Hale with the step back and short on that jumper. And there's a battle there, and see who they call the foul on. Actually called on Walter.
I don't know. No, I think they called it on Schmidt for kind of holding him.
Okay. So team fouls. That's the 7th on the Wildcats, so we'll be shooting some free throws here. A substitution.
Mundy came in for Schmidt.
All right, so we got a whistle here.
Yeah, the referee was getting ready to throw the ball and threw it, and Isaac stepped in there, but the other outside official kind of said no, he was on the move. So they haven't shot free throws very well.
No, not at all.
You know, reading that same article that you were talking about, you know, they got out to a good start against Park Heritage, and then they struggled. You know, Park Heritage outscored them in 2 of the 4 quarters, but still lost by, you know, a pretty good margin. But, you know, they struggled with turnovers and things like that, according to that article. In I think it was like the 2nd and 4th quarters.
Yeah, actually won that basketball game 65-56. All right, so we're down to 30 seconds to go here in the first half for the Wildcats, leading by 7.
Linton did switch to a man-to-man now.
Mooney with the basketball, hands off to Isaac Day. So Day with 15 seconds sets the offense. Mooney feeds Day. Day with a move to the lane. Shot off the glass does not go, but I think Jasper's going to hang on with 2.6 to go. So they get an opportunity to run an inbounds play and get a shot. And that's the thing, if you're going to be running an inbounds play, you want to be against a man-to-man defense so you can set those screens.
Yeah.
It's a good Hugh. Looked like he was open, yep. Oh, good job there by Beekler to retrieve that ball. And he's not able to knock down the three. So, but I'll tell you what, again, on paper, we didn't know what the Jasper Wildcats were going to show us, obviously, with, not quite as much experience coming back. 4 primary players with Caleb Berger, Isaac Day, Jace Goodhue, and Isaac Heim, all 4 of those guys starting tonight. But I'll tell you what, the rotation that John Gable was putting on as far as his players has really made the difference in this basketball game, I believe.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Craig. He's, like we talked earlier, he likes to use a lot of players early in the season to give guys a chance to see what they can do. And, like we said, so far I believe all of them have stepped up and done a good job when they've gotten the opportunity to go in and play. So, like you said, you didn't know what to expect when you came tonight. First game of the year, bunch of new players. I think at halftime, the coaching staff would be pleased with this. Not necessarily that you have a 7-point lead, but from the fact that you've played fairly well. I mean,
right.
I've got us unofficially for 7 turnovers, but we only had 2 the second quarter. So, that's an improvement. And you're playing against a team that's long and big, and we've done a pretty good job on the boards. So, overall, I think you'd be fairly pleased.
Well, we've already seen one change as far as Linton moving to a man-to-man defense there, but put it on your coaching hat going into halftime. If you're Linton's coach, what do you do here?
Well, I think if it's me, I get in there and I challenge them. I get after them and say, I've got them for 7 turnovers, and I think, like we talked earlier, that was a problem they had their last game out too.
Yeah.
And when you have a team that has seniors like they do that have played multiple years, you get after those guys and say, hey, you guys got to take care of the basketball. We can't have these foolish and non-forced turnovers, because a lot of these are bad passes that they're making. And as a coach, that's what I would do. I would challenge those guys and say, we got to step this up.
Well, one other thing too. I mean, Jasper's in a man-to-man. I mean, we've not gotten out of that. That's pretty well what we do. Do you think slowing down the game a little bit and running some more set plays possibly?
You talking Jasper doing it, or are you talking Linton?
I mean, Jasper, it seems like Jasper's doing what they want to do right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's hard to answer that question because I don't know what Linton likes to do.
Sure.
Do they like to play the fast-paced game where they get up and down the floor and score, or do they like to run a half-court offense? I would think with their size advantage that playing a half-court game would benefit them.
Sure.
You've got the Hale kid that looks like he can shoot when he crosses half court. Mm-hmm. Now, he struggled a little bit tonight. But in my opinion, I would say that's because of the defense that we're playing. I think, Ernie's been guarding him and doing an outstanding job on him. And the thing with that is Tanner's given up. I don't know what Tanner's listed at, 6'1", so he's given up 4 inches to him, but he's hanging right there with him.
Right.
So, from that standpoint, I think, if I was Linton, I would try to go more to. They came out of the timeout a while ago. They ran a set play. They posted Hale up at the low post. He got the ball. He made a nice pass, and they ended up with a layup.
Yeah.
So to me, as a coach, I think I would look at, let's try to do that more often. You can always force up, or you can always shoot that three-pointer out by the volleyball line.
Sure. Yeah.
That's there anytime.
Yeah.
So let's try to work the ball inside, take advantage of our size.
Right.
If that's not there, then kick it back out and shoot the outside shot. So.
Got it. All right, so we'll be back here for the second half. Jasper leads the Linton Miners 30-23 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're at halftime, getting set to start the second half. The Jasper Wildcats with a 7-point lead over the Linton Miners. And taking a look at the score, the Miners were actually led by Lincoln Hale. He had 2 3-pointers and a couple buckets there, so he's got 10 points in the ball game to lead the Miners. Second leading score, they had actually Joey Hart had 5 points. So those are their 2 primary scores, at least in their first couple games, obviously with Hart. Or Hale scoring 32 and 26 in his first 2 games, so 10 points is right on par about where he needs to be. Now the Wildcats are actually led by Isaac Day with 11 points, and Caleb Berger had 7. So, but again, the Wildcats hitting a 3-point shot. Isaac Day, he hit 3 of them in the first half. Caleb Berger popped 1, and also Jack Albrand. So the Wildcats winning that part of the ball game. And but I just tell you what, I mean, I just think the full court press is starting to, disrupt what Linton wants to do, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they can make.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here to see the second half. Craig, like you said, both coaches will probably make a few adjustments in the locker room at halftime and come out here and see what happens. But, I think if Jasper can keep the intensity and take care of the basketball, they'll be okay.
All right, so the Cats will have the basketball to start things out.
Linton looks like they're going to start the second half in a man-to-man.
Berger. He is one-on-one against Josh Pine. Good job by Goodhue to get into the lane there. Kick out to Berger. Isaac Day forced out. Hale's picking him up.
It's funny, Goodhue's our biggest player out there, and Linton's got their smallest guy on him. They've got their 3 big guys out on Ernie and Day and Heim.
Right. So Heim's got it now. He's one-on-one against Walters, the freshman. And
illegal screen.
Illegal screen's going to be called on Day, right?
Yep. He was moving, and the guy he was trying to set a screen for took off before he could get there and get his feet set. So that's a turnover for Jasper. But we did a pretty good job. I mean, we worked the ball around for 45 seconds, and against a man-to-man, that's pretty good. It's not the outcome you want, but
Pine gets it over there to Joey Hart. Good job by Day to stay all over him. Hart's a sophomore.
Jasper's in there man-to-man like they did the first half. I think that it's kind of got Linton a little disturbed. I mean, they don't really know what to do.
Well, that was a nice play there. Actually, I'll give more credit to Hale finding that open spot for that easy bucket there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. A lot of times young men in this game, they get caught standing around watching, and he didn't. He was on the move. Day was open for that.
All right, so a spin move there by Pine. Now it gets over to the corner. Hart's got a shot, and he's going to knock that one down. So 2 quick buckets makes it a 2-point game here with 6:13 to go. Linton so far jumping out here in the second half.
And you expected that, an experienced team, going in at halftime on their home floor down. And, I'm sure Coach got in their ear a little bit. And as a coach, you want to see how they're going to respond to that. I know it's early in the year, but, come tournament time and something like this happens, you want to know what's my team going to do if I jump all over them at halftime.
Yeah.
There's wide open.
Wide open shot, but actually Goodhue went on the opposite side. Looks like he had an easy left-handed layup, but tried to go up on the right side and was kind of pinned underneath there, and he picks up a foul. All right, so the Wildcats 7-point lead at halftime. John Gable goes to his bench quickly. Goodhue's going to sit down. That's his second personal foul.
Yeah, Beekler's going to come in just to give Goodhue to get some time off the clock and have him not pick up his third. Jasper's just kind of doing a token full court man-to-man press. It's not really anything that they're trying to make a steal. They're just trying to slow down their tempo and their rhythm.
All right, so Ernie continues with his matchup against Hale. 30-28, 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Jasper still leads. Hale tries to use the screen by Walters. Linton definitely trying to control the tempo, but Hale sees an opening and he knocks it down.
They're just kind of running a three guard out and dribble handoffs and looking for that shot like they got there. And when you're outsized like we are out there, it makes it tough sometimes.
All right, so the Wildcats' 7-point lead has been dropped now. It's 31-30 with 5:09 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Isaac Himes going to inbound to Isaac Day. 5:09 to go. Cats looking for their first bucket here in this third quarter. 7-point lead is now a 1-point deficit. 31-30. Linton leads the Wildcats. 8-point run to start the quarter. Day in a little trouble there, but finds Berger for an easy mid-range J and doesn't go. Battle for the rebound is Beekler, and that's actually going to be black basketball, so Jasper will hang on.
Allbrand's going to check in for Ernie.
All right, so Allbrand will inbound, number 13.
Be interesting to see who guards Hale now that Ernie took a seat.
Right. And see if they aggressively go.
Because he's definitely shooting the ball better in this half than he did the first half.
All right, so Day gets the inbound. Walter all over him.
I'm pretty impressed with the Walter kid. With being a freshman, he doesn't play like one out there.
Not at all. Not at all. And you can tell he's just going to get bigger and bigger. And
yeah.
Good job by Day, though, to get that bucket. 13 points to lead the Wildcats. First bucket of this second half. 4:30 to go. Third quarter. 1-point lead for the Wildcats, 32-31. Hale. Ooh, what a nice move there.
Day's trying to guard him, and that's a very tough assignment for Isaac. I don't know what we got. Isaac listed at 5'10", so that's not going to be an easy task for him.
Berger
that's
drives, and it's going to be a blocking foul.
Wow.
So, yes, Berger gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line for an and one opportunity, but he's shook up a little bit there.
That shocked me that that call went our way. You're on the road and everything else. And
Berger's still slow to get up.
I couldn't tell if he hit his head or what.
Yeah.
But
he's down on one knee right now.
They're not letting Coach Gable come out, but the officials are doing a good job of it, because if Gable comes out, if Coach comes out, then Berger's got to go out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're giving him every benefit that they can.
Right. And he's able to walk it off now, so he actually walks over to Coach Gable briefly to give him a heads up. John's showing a smile there, so it looks like everything's good.
I don't think Caleb even knew what happened, that the ball went in and that he gets free throws out of it.
He's like, did it go in?
Yeah, I don't think he quite understood what all took place.
All right, so Jasper 34, Linton 33, and Berger airballs that free throw. So
maybe he did get hit in the head. Well, Mundy's coming in for him to give him a break, and they got a trainer or somebody over there who's going to take a look at Caleb. Hopefully it's not anything too serious.
All right, so Dave remains on Hale, aggressive against him.
I'm shocked at the way they let him body around out there, because that looks a lot like Big Ten basketball.
Yeah. Drive to the basket there for Hart, doesn't go, and Beekler actually steps on the out-of-bounds line there as he got the rebound, so Goodhue checks in. Now Himes going to sit. So 3:43 to go here in third quarter. Jasper leads by 1.
I'd be surprised if they don't put Hale underneath when he's got Day on him. Post him up down there and try to take advantage of their size. Oh, he missed him.
Ooh, Walter. Quick interior pass there, but now a fadeaway J does not go there for Hale. Good job by Beekler to clear that. Now Mundi and Walter again. Long arms and quickness.
Yeah.
Pays off playing this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Like I said earlier, I mean, I think he's going to turn out to be a nice little ball player by the time he's a senior.
Right. He had 5 steals in that game against Park Heritage the other night.
And I can see that, because of the long arms and the length that he has.
I think it's an opportunity. Actually, good job there by Goodhue to find the shot over there in the corner, and Mundi puts it down. So Carter Mundi, first bucket of the season. It's a 3-pointer and gives the Wildcats a 4-point lead, 37-33 with 3 minutes to go. Third quarter. Hart gives it up. Drives the lane there, and actually we got a foul. Okay, I thought maybe he called a timeout.
I think they got Allbrand maybe.
Yeah, third foul on Allbrand actually, so he's going to sit. Ernie back in, so he gets his assignment back. So 11 will be on 15. 2:44 to go, 4-point game. Jasper leads. Again, just a good job by our guards, pretty well staying in the face of their 2 leading scorers. Days on Hart. Now feed down low, that goes into Drew Smith. He makes a move, and he puts it up and in for a bucket.
That was a nice move. He caught the ball, faked going into the middle, and did a nice spin move for a nice easy layup, and got a chance for the and one here.
So Drew Smith, good frame on him. I'm sure he probably plays on the football team as well. He's got 10 points in this basketball game, looking for 11, but misses there. Shoots a free throw like a football player.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, wait a minute. Day with a nice drive there against Smith. And look at the up and under. Good job there. Day's having an outstanding game tonight. 15 points. 39-35. Cats very much into this basketball game, leading it by 4 against the number 2 team in 2A. Team that's got right now riding an 18-game winning streak. Jasper looking to knock them off. So Hale again, the Indiana State recruit, gives the ball up there to Pine. Josh will back it up with 1:38 to go. Linton trailing by 4.
There's that clear out where they just run to the
battle, and that's going to be Wildcat basketball.
They run clear out and let Hale have the ball and go one-on-one, and we did a good job with defense. We stayed between him and the basket and forced him into a not a very good shot, and got to give the defense credit there.
So the Wildcats have done an outstanding job after that 8-0 run where Linton was able to take a 30-31 lead, but gathered themselves nicely and have outscored them 9-4 since. Lead right now 39-35.
Linton's back into their 1-3-1 trap here, the way it looks.
Job by Day not giving that opportunity to trap it, but turns the ball over. So Hart back in.
He kind of tried to do the jump stop, which was what they teach him to do, but the guy kind of reached in behind him and looked like, from our angle, it looked like he might have got a hold of his arm, and I think Coach Gable was kind of questioning that too, that caused that travel, but.
Pine gives it up to Walters. Hale to the elbow, then gives it down low. Pine one-on-one against Heim, and that's a nice matchup, and that's actually won this time by Pine. So Josh Pine with 4 points, makes it a 2-point game. Carter tried to shoot that shot, gets it blocked. Cannot save it off a Linton player, and they recover. Now they're coming the other way. Here comes nice spin move, or behind the back actually. Move there by Hale to put it up and in. So Hale with 9 points in the quarter, 19 in the ball game, ties this ball game at 39 with 28 seconds to go here in the third.
You just got to settle down. Like I said, they switched back to that trapping defense.
Day with a nice move, but Got himself a little bit underneath the basket. Couldn't get a good angle to get it off the glass there, but the Cats will hang on with 17.6, 39 all. Checking back in is Drew Smith. So that will have Logan Webb sit down, number 24. Got to give it in. There you go. Ernie gets it in today. 16 seconds.
Plenty of time.
Gonna bring it out. 10 to go. Heim up top.
We're going to look for that, yeah.
Day gets a bump, no call. And I'll tell you what, Walter just completely knocked Day backwards there, and ball got knocked out of bounds before the buzzer went off.
Definitely have to say the officials have let him play tonight.
Yeah. So aggressive basketball game. Right now it's all knotted up. 39-39 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we got a basketball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Jasper Wildcats on the road here in Linton, Indiana against the Linton Stockton Miners. Jasper 39, Linton 39. Craig Schneider, Jason Stom, and Jeremy Marcos bringing you the action here. Opening night for the Jasper Wildcats. Third game of the season for the Miners. They're 2-0. And good job defensively by the Wildcats. Day comes up with it, gives it over to Moon. I'm sorry,
Allbrand.
No, it's Allbrand back in.
Yeah. Jasper came out there and run a trap, half-court trap. Kind of surprised them at their own game and was able to come up with that steal.
We got a whistle. There was a battle down low between Wallace and Pine. And I think
Pine's going to pick up that foul.
Right. So foul situation. The Wildcats have 4. Pine picks up his third personal foul, third team foul. So no shooting situation just yet. Good job by Day to come off that screen, but can't get it to drop. It fouls his shot. Outstanding hustle there by number 5. Tell you what, I've been really impressed by Day as a floor leader tonight.
He's done a very good job out there. He's been aggressive going to the basket.
All right, so Ernie retrieves it. 3-point shot there by Allbrand. He's hit 2 of them tonight.
I think it's the only 2 shots he's taken, and he's hit both of them. So we've done a very good job of shooting the basketball tonight. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but it's got to be pretty good.
So Wildcats with a 3-point lead, 42-39. It's Allbrand again left open, and he knocks it again. Allbrand with 9 points, all from the 3-point arc, and all from pretty well the same spot. He actually hit from the left corner in the first half, and 2 of them here in the fourth quarter. 45-39, Jasper leads. Pine in the corner against Allbrand. Now Hale's going to try to match it. He cannot, but there's a battle down low, and I think Wallace is going to be called for this foul.
Yeah, that's a hustle foul. He was trying to block out the bigger guy, and the guy kind of got around him a little bit. Wally's just a big, strong kid, and just kind of give him a push, I think, as he went by him.
But again, great contributions across the board from this Wildcat team. A lot of guys getting on the floor, getting their first varsity action tonight, and they're doing the job, including Wallace, Allbrand, Moondy. All right, so we're going to take a timeout. 45-39, Jasper leads by 6. 6:24 to go here in the fourth. You're watching the Cats here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Miners will inbound. 6:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cats with a 6-point lead. We were knotted at 39 at the end of 3, so the Cats on a 6-0 run.
Thanks to Jack Allbrand.
Yeah.
2 threes.
All right, it's going to have to go deep to Pine at the midcourt. Smith with it. He'll drive to the left side, kicks it back out. Hale. Again, Ernie's going to get called for this one.
They've let him play that way the whole game because they've bodied him up the whole game. Now, if that's why you're going to play it or call it, let it go.
Yeah,
don't
for
change
4 quarters, not just 3.
Yeah, don't change it here in the fourth quarter. Because as a player, you don't know what to do.
I know.
You know, you've gotten by with that and done it the whole game, and now all of a sudden you're going to start calling that as a foul.
Actually, Smith throws a little elbow there as he goes and creates some space, so he's having a ball game tonight. take that back earlier. I think I put a bucket of his on Hart, but Smith, though, 6 points for him. Paul Brand, now they're going to double team him, but good job to get it out to Heim before he gets into trouble.
Be patient.
Yeah, that was kind of a little too quick on the movement there, and Cats throw it away, so still lead by 4, 45-41, 5.5 to go.
Holy cow.
Long three, not going there for Hart, but they get the offensive rebound. Again, Drew Smith just after it for this Minor basketball team. Hale in the lane, step back, way short. It's going to be air ball there. And look at Walter come up with a loose one, and actually he's going to draw the contact, so he'll go to the line to shoot too. So that is the 7th foul on the Wildcats. Of course, it's a shooting foul, but we're going to be seeing bonus.
Bonus from here on out for Linton. Linton's only got 3 fouls, so Jasper's got a ways to go, but Jasper can maintain the lead. Linton's going to have to foul and try to get the ball back. So.
And Walter rattles one in.
I'll say up till that one, they hadn't shot their free throws exceptionally well. Who's in
shot
here?
Many actually tonight.
Beekler's in, and Mundy's just coming in. So
that's actually only their 5th free throw.
Really?
Shot, but they were 1 of 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think they had shot him very well.
And he misses that one, so makes it a 3-point game on that trip to the line. 45-42, 5 minutes to go. Beekler gets it across. Lynn trying to step things up defensively. Good job by Beekler to find Day. Now he cross courts over there to Moondy. Shot fake. He'll little teardrop. Does drop for him. Good job by the sophomore with a beautiful touch on the baseline. Carter Mooney with 5 points. Gets that lead back up to 5. 47-42, 4.5. Tell you what, though, Hale's constantly thinking shot, though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yep, there's
Look at
no
that.
doubt. He's catch and shoot.
Oh, there's a good back out. They're going to call it against Pine.
I don't know how you call that foul on Pine. I mean, I don't think, to me, it's a no call.
Yeah, it was just a good block out.
Mundy's blocking him out. He didn't do anything. He jumped.
Yeah.
That's not a very good call.
And he'll sit down with 4 fouls, so that forces Logan Webb back into the ball game. 4:18 to go. Jasper with a 5-point lead, 47-42. What an outstanding start to this season so far for the Cats.
We just got to take care of the basketball from here on out. No turnovers, hit our free throws, and we'll be okay with this one, I believe. We've handled this trap exceptionally well. You know, we've gotten guys into the positions that they need to be in.
Just doing it with quick, except for right there.
So yeah, that's a you know, it was a pass made to a guy that had 2 guys on him, and it's a tough pass and it's a tough catch.
Well, one thing I was going to say there before he made that pass is the Wildcats with good quickness and ball movement, you know, getting into good spots there. And just sometimes when you try that quick ball movement, sometimes you get a little too antsy, and oh boy, there's an inbound that gets picked off by Walter.
That was just a bad pass.
He spins, and instead of just getting an easy layup, it's going to be a 3-point opportunity. So.
No, and then we talked about that earlier, you know, with I think it was Mundy down here, you know, you got to learn from that. There's time, you know, you can't fault the hustle.
No.
I think Ernie picked up the foul. You know, he's busting his behind to get down there to try to make a play, but, you know, there's times when you got to do that and just basically, because it cost us a point.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was going to make the basket.
Right.
But.
All right, so the Wildcats now with the basketball. They did just have it a second ago with a 5-point lead. Right now it's a 2-point lead, and John Gable has to straighten things out. 3:35 to go here. It's a slim 2-point lead for the Cats. 47-45 here on 18 WJTS. John Gable calls the timeout. The Wildcats have 3 timeouts. The Miners with 3. So, Jason, what's the reason for that timeout there?
I think he's just wanting to settle them down a little bit, you know, and tell them to take care of the basketball and you know, give them a little direction on what we need to do. And so Linton, you know, a lot of times when coaches come out of a timeout, they're going to change things up, and they did. They got out of the half-court trap, and they're in a straight man-to-man. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you try to throw the other team for a loop. That went everything but in the basket.
Yeah, a rim around the toilet there, so it's a 2-point lead still for the Wildcats. 3:10 to go. Walters driving there. Now he kicks out. Drew Smith. Now Lincoln Hale.
Nice pass.
Good job there, though, by Goodhue to block that shot off.
Nice recovery.
Good touch there by Webb. Doesn't go over the back there. They're going to call that, I believe, on Walter.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so the Wildcats will have the basketball. It's a 2-point lead. We were tied at 39 at the end of 3. The Wildcats have outscored Linton 8-6 here in this fourth quarter so far. 47-45. We got substitutions. The Cats on the floor. Albrand comes back in. Ernie picked up by Hale one-on-one, bringing it across. Day finds that opening in the lane. Can't get it off the glass, but he did draw the contact. He'll shoot 2.
Good job of being aggressive and going to the basket. You know, you get in there amongst the big guys and get fouled, and then you got to finish it right here. Did a good job of getting here, so.
Free throws will be crucial for both teams, and Day with a nice touch there. 16 points to lead the Wildcats. Webb comes back in. 2:38 to go, a 3-point lead for the Wildcats as Day will shoot a second. Both teams in the bonus, and him way long on that free throw. Two and a half to go, 3-point lead for the Cats. Linton. Pine had a chance to hit Hale there, but good job there by Ernie to recover and take that spot. Launch 3-point shot, and he hits it.
That was way downtown.
So Hart has hit 2 3-pointers tonight, both in the second half, and ties this basketball game with 2:08 to go, 48 all. Good job by Walter there to knock it away defensively for the Miners.
He kind of overran that one. I mean, he tried to steal it with his arm, and it got far enough along, his body got in the way.
Very impressive freshman, 6'5". Again, Wildcats facing a much taller lineup, man for man on this basketball floor all night tonight, but still in it, tied up 48 all.
This is a good opponent, Craig. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Jasper pick them up and play them every year.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's not a bad trip up here to play up here,
no.
and you know, I'm sure they would be glad to come to Jasper too to play every other year.
They
so
would.
that'd be a nice addition to our schedule.
All right, so we're inside of 2 right now. Drive to the basket and reverse layup goes up and in for Ernie. He saw that opening there, Jason.
Yeah, he did, and he was aggressive and went to the basket. I think that's his first 2 points of the night, is it not?
It is. And they couldn't come at a better time with 1:35 to go, but now we got a whistle on the floor. So
I think they called a kick. The ball went off of Goodhue's shoe, I think, is what they ended up calling there.
All right, so 1:35 to go. 2-point lead for the Jasper Wildcats on the road here in Linton Stockton High School against the Miners. Number 2 ranked in 2A. 18-game winning streak on the line, but their top player, who's got 20 points in the ball game, Lincoln Hale's going to go to the line to shoot. And it's going to be 1-1, 9th foul on the Wildcats.
It's good, you know, obviously stating the obvious that this game's going to come down to shooting free throws. You know, who can hit them. Both teams are in the bonus. They're one away from being in the double bonus. So
Lincoln Hale, a 4-year starter for this basketball team. Already their all-time leading scorer, scoring 32 points in the first win over North Knox. Had 26 against Park Heritage. Tonight, 21.
You know, I mean, overall, I think Jasper's done a fairly good job on him. You know, they've they've made him work for the points that he's got. So, I don't think there's anything to hang your head about there.
No, not at all. I mean, scores are going to score,
That's
It's
exactly
just how
right.
much.
That's they're scorers for a reason.
Right.
They find ways to get it in the basket.
All right, so Coach John Gable's going to use another timeout. 2 left for him, 3 left for the Miners. We're going to take a break. We're locked up at 50 in a great basketball game tonight. 1:21 to go here in the fourth here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Jasper with the basketball. Tie ball game, 50-50. 1:21 to go. Day will have it. See, do you have the patience to work it down to one shot here, Jason? What do you think?
I think you work the basketball, and if you get a good shot, you shoot it. If not, you just keep working the ball, and I think that's kind of what Coach Gable emphasized to them because, that's what they look like what they're doing.
There's a good Hugh and Smith were down there battling a little bit. Oh, look at this. Another reverse layup, and he draws the contact. Smith's going to get this foul. He couldn't put it in because of the contact, but a nice job there by Ernie seeing that baseline.
Yeah, he did. That's 2 times in a row. He's caught the ball over on the wing. He swept with the ball, and he's went to the baseline and been aggressive and went up strong.
Did not look smooth shooting that free throw, though. A little bit locked up, and it looks like when he was rising to put that shot up, so he misses. One more. 2-shot foul. It's the 8th foul, and now he's way short on that one, but he battles for the rebound, and he comes up with it. Can he hang on? He calls a timeout. Good job there by Ernie. He knew that shot was short, and he just got right to the lane and picked up that rebound.
Yeah, he did. He didn't give up on it. He knew that it wasn't going to go in and stayed with it. Very good job.
All right, so 50.3 to go. Tie basketball game. Jasper hangs on to possession here, and Jason, again, just what an effort by this Jasper team. Regardless of what this outcome turns out, of course, you want the win and everything. But, coming into tonight, we were just talking. We didn't know what to expect from this basketball team.
No, you didn't, Craig.
It's so impressive how aggressive and hard-working this team's been all night.
And I think, Jasper overall has always been notorious for having kids that go out there and work hard. And this team is no different. They've worked their behind off all night out there. They're playing against a very good team.
Right.
There's no doubt. And they've put themselves in a good position right now with 50 seconds left to go out of here with a win.
Right.
And like you said, win or lose, as a coach, I think you're going to be pleased with the effort. I think you're going to be pleased with it being your first game and the things that they did, the good things.
Sure. All right, well, it's the beginning of a long season, obviously, and Jasper with a chance to win this thing. It's tied up right now at 50 and 50 seconds to go. Beekler with it.
Got to take care of the basketball.
43 seconds now. Dave's had an outstanding night scoring as well as leading this basketball team on the floor. Good, in a little bit of trouble.
He might have got by with a
walk.
walk.
He gets the hand off there, yeah. All right, so Walter on top of Dave right now, so a little bit of size difference there, but Dave can take advantage of the quickness and drives baseline.
He dribbled
right out of bounds. Kind of ran out of real estate there, making that move, and the ball just kind of scattered away from him. So now the Miners with a chance to take the lead. 21 seconds to go. Himes going to check back in, so Wildcats with a little defensive move there, sitting down Albran.
Yeah, let's try to get a little more beef in there to get a rebound and to match up with Pine inside.
Right. So obviously at this point, full court press put on the Wildcats. 50-50 is our score. 21.2.
Well, it's just going to come down to, like we said, you got to take care of the basketball, and Jasper didn't do it, so we'll see whether Linton can do that or not. It'd be interesting to see if they let them, if their coach lets them play this out.
Ooh, he calls a timeout. Okay, I was going to
say there wasn't no foul. I wasn't watching either. I was watching the ball like you were.
Here. All right, well, we'll take a break this time. 12.4 to go from 50-point basketball, 50 points for each team on this basketball game. And you're watching Wildcats here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Miners will have the basketball side out over here. Walter's going to inbounds. Braden Walters has been outstanding all night tonight. Not so much scoring. He's only got 8 points, but he has really shown some leadership as just a freshman. But they're going to give the ball to their man, Lincoln Hale.
Well, I'm
and
guessing
this is the matchup. Yep.
Yeah.
Ernie, he gives it up.
Just about threw it away.
From the corner, fadeaway three, not there, and we're going to overtime.
I wasn't impressed with that at all.
No.
I mean, as far as the play they tried to run and the shot they got, I mean, Jasper played good defense, don't get me wrong, but still that wasn't very, very good.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I mean, in that situation, a lot of times, sometimes certain guys get the ball and just dribble too dang long. You know, let's say we had 30 seconds to go and just dribble that whole ball out and not going to give it up. In that situation, it's 12 seconds. You're the man, and you're one-on-one. I wanted to see what that final matchup wound up being because, again, Ernie's been on top of him all night. So. All right, so let's take a break before our overtime. We have 4 minutes on the clock. 50-50 is our score here on 18 WJTS. All right, well, that's kind of the theme of this basketball game. We started off 0-0, 13-13 at the end of 1, 39-39 at the end of 3, 50-50 at the end of 4. So we are in overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Bonus basketball
That's
for the
right.
first night out. So I don't know what we're waiting on here, but
so both teams score 11 in that fourth quarter.
Yep.
All right, so the tip goes to the Wildcats. So here we go. Again, 4 minutes. That's what we play in high school basketball in overtime. Used to be 3, I remember.
Yeah.
Good Hugh. Gives up his dribble. Now gives it up to Isaac Day. Now gets it again. Cats just working around the perimeter right now. It's one of those where you just kind of keep quiet and let it play out.
Yeah, I think you got to be patient with the ball, take care of it.
Good Hugh. Had a good look, but did not drop that shot. So Linton looking to take the lead here.
Not a bad shot. I mean, we got it out of our offense. We worked the ball around and did what we needed to.
All right, so Hale. Oh, he gets his foul, though. A little disruption on that drive to the basket, but you got to follow your shot, and he does the job there. 24 points for him. Now it's a 2-point lead for the Miners. Allbrand over to Heim. And so the Walters-Day matchup continues.
One thing we've kind of overlooked is Berger. Berger's been out since he took that hard fall, so I don't know what, the diagnosis was. I don't want to try to speculate on it, but it must be serious enough that they, didn't let him come back in the game.
Right. Yeah, he's still sitting on the bench over there.
I think you get Goodhue for an illegal screen.
All right, so they give the ball back to the Miners here. 2:19 on the clock, and both teams are going to go to the bench here. Number 24, Webb back in. Beekler comes in for the Wildcats. Heim's going to sit. So a crucial situation here for the Wildcats. Down by 2 because every single point, every bucket and possession is crucial in overtime.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It amplifies it.
So we've got 2:15 on the clock as Pine drives, gives it up. Now you got Hart. .203. Oh, and it's a loose ball there. And the Cats almost come up with it. Goodhue can't. So now Walter up top. One thing, Lincoln Hale, we'll see if he gets aggressive going for a shot. Now he tries to feed down low into Webb. Webb gathers himself, puts it up, can't get it, and we're going to have a foul. Oh, they're going to call it on the Wildcats. Ernie's going to get called for the foul.
Ernie or Goodhue, I'm not sure which one they're going to give that to, Ernie. But I don't know. To me, it just looked like there was a lot of banging and bodies flying around in there. I don't know how you picked out one to give it to.
I agree. I mean, it's let the play it out,
Yeah.
Again. We've had our share of fouls called tonight, but still, for the most part, they've let them play.
Yeah.
And now that gives Lincoln Hale the opportunity to drop another free throw. He's 3 for 3 tonight, 25 points. Second foul shot's perfect. So he's got all 4 points in the overtime so far for both these teams. Now Day's going to have to hustle up, and he gets an opening, puts it up and in, so a quick bucket for the Cats. Just what we needed right there. It's a 2-point game. Ball gets knocked away there. So actually, do we have a timeout on the floor?
No, I think the ball got loose a little bit down going. There's quite a bit of room on the one end of the floor, and I think the official didn't want to let the clock just keep running while they were chasing it.
All right, so here comes Hale on the left side, brings it up. Day picks it up. Now he makes a spin move, drops it down for an easy bucket for Pine. So they're starting to get this scoring down low. And a block here by Walter, but the Cats will hang on. Day tried to get down before him, but
you know, he did. We did a good job of running transition after they scored. Day got the ball down quick and went up for a shot. And again, it's just Walter's just so long. You know, I mean, he's 6'5", but he's got big, long, skinny arms, and that's what got that block there.
All right, so John Gable's going to settle his team before this inbound. So with 1:16 to go, Miners lead by 4 here in overtime on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Wildcats have one timeout left. Going to have to inbound here with 1:16 to go, trailing by 4 here in overtime. Moondy's going to inbound.
We've got Ernie on the bench. We've got Day and Albrand out there, and Mundy as shooters. So
actually, Hale is going to pick up Moondy. Day with it with a minute to go. Makes a spin move. You're right, or behind the back move, and puts it up, and it does not drop, but he'll go over the line to shoot, too. That ball was just hanging on the rim, wanting to go in, but
yeah,
did not.
It did. Isaac did a very good job of getting to the basket, getting to the rim. He did everything he could. It just didn't fall for him.
All right, so he's going to have to earn them from the stripe. We got exactly 1 minute to go as Ernie's over there getting ready to check in. I would guess he's probably coming in for
He'll probably come in
Mundy.
for Mundy to play defense on Hale, but at this point I don't think it really matters because you probably won't foul right away. You know, you're going to go for a steal for a little bit.
Sure.
The clock gets down to 30 seconds or below, you're going to have to foul.
Good job by Day to hit those two. So he's got a 20-point night. Lynn's able to bring it out. Walter is a guy I think you do want to foul.
Yeah, I think I would take my chances with him being a freshman.
Oh, there's a steal. Good job there by Day to come up with it. Ernie drives, and it's a blocking foul. Absolutely good call there because he was deep below the basket, not really set there. And so Ernie's able to put the free throw or the shot in, ties this basketball game 56-56.
Yeah, Linton, you know, I mean, they let us right back in that by not taking care of the basketball down here on the offensive end. You know, they had the ball and the lead. They didn't need to be in a hurry. You know, we did a very good job of being aggressive and going for the ball, and you know, we came up with the steal. So got to convert this and go down and hold them.
So Tanner Ernie, chance to give the Wildcats a 1-point lead if he can hit this free throw. 56-56 with 43.5 to go here in overtime. Actually mopping up the floor on the far end over there real quick.
Yeah, the trail officials trying to clean up a wet spot, I think, over there.
Actually, they're going to let, Heim can check in. There we go. So we get that defensive move there. Get Albrand on the.
Yeah, especially a rebounder. You know, on a missed shot down here, we need to make sure we can corral the rebound.
Right. And Ernie cannot get it to drop, though.
Don't foul him. Just play straight up defense.
All right, so 34 seconds. We got a tie basketball game. Linton Miners with the ball. Walter. Good Hugh picking him
I think
up.
he's going to call timeout. He keeps watching the clock. Yeah.
There it is. All right, so he got it right down to that 23-second mark.
So well, they're going to get a second shot at this, running it out for the last second shot. See if they do a better job than they did the last time. Jasper just needs to play as good a defense like they did the previous time and see what happens.
No question. All right, so 56 all, 23 seconds to go here in overtime. We'll be back right after this here on 18 WJTS. Time we get bonus basketball tonight, and it's been great basketball all 4 quarters plus the overtime period here. We're locked up at 56 with 23 seconds to go. The Miners get another opportunity here. Weren't able to convert at the end of regulation.
Yeah, we're getting our money's worth tonight, Craig.
No doubt, including on the popcorn.
Yeah, the popcorn was good. I mean, how do you top this game?
You don't.
You know, it's the first game of the year, and it's going to be a tough one to top.
All right, so Walters, we're down to 10 seconds. Feed inside, Pine's got it. Now it's Pine against Heim. Now they get it to their man. Now he gives it up, surprisingly. Pine's going to drive off the glass, and it goes in to win the basketball game. I don't think the Jasper Wildcats expected that, really. The ball was in the hands of Pine, and he gave it up to Lincoln Hale. Hale did not have the shot on the baseline, and I would say wisely gave it up, and Pine's able to get an open look and kisses it off the glass to win it.
You know, there's a lot of times, Craig, though, you know, teams will use that best player as a decoy, and that's kind of what they did. I mean, they went to Hale. You know, he didn't have a look. We did a very good job of guarding him and playing defense on him, and you know, he didn't force it. He gave the ball back up, and Pine did a good job of going to the hole, and you know, he was able to win the game for him, basically. But you know, overall, you know, I think, you know, as a coaching staff for Jasper, I think, you know, you look at this and you take a lot of positives out of it. You know, obviously you've got some. I've got us unofficially for 14 turnovers. You know, obviously you want to improve on that. You know, I thought rebounding wise, I had us for 14 defensive rebounds and 7 offensive rebounds. You know, that's pretty good against.
That's really good
against a team that, you know, you were way undersized on.
Right.
You know, I had them for 12 rebounds defensive and 9 offensive. I had them for a total of 9 turnovers. You know, so, you know, overall, I think, like I said, you as a coach, you know, you take the positives from this. You know, obviously you want to come out of this with a victory, but you know, it's the first game of the year. You didn't win or lose the sectional tonight.
No.
You know, I think as a coach, you build off of it. You know, you just proved tonight that you can play basketball with a very good team. You know, you know, like we said, Linton's had a lot of success, and we hung right there with them, and you know, had the opportunity to win the game actually. Right. But you know, I think from that standpoint, it's something to build on. You know?
Well, and like you said, you know, against a good team, but then, you know, again, we're going to face a lot of good teams this year.
No doubt.
But it shows that, hey, we can be in every single basketball game we play in this year.
There's no doubt. You know, and you're going to have – they're high school kids. They're 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. You're not going to play this well every night.
Right.
You know, it's just a given, you know. But I think, you know, you can look at things and say, yeah, the potential's there. We just got to keep building, keep getting better.
Yeah.
You know, one thing with this is it's a short turnaround. You know,
yeah,
it's the first game, but it's the first weekend, so we got to turn around and come right back at it tomorrow night against Lagodi at home. And Lagodi's a very formidable opponent too.
Right.
You know, Lagodi's they're going to have some good basketball players. You know, they're going to be you know, I haven't seen Lagodi play for a few years. You know, I remember back when we were in school a long, long time ago that, you know, when Jack Butcher was there, but I don't think they play the way that they did when Jack was there.
Right.
You know,
I think it's a different style.
They play a different style now, but they're going to be a very, very good opponent. You know, they're going to do the little things right, kind of like what Linton did. You know, these small schools like this, you know, these coaches that have good programs there, they're good for a reason because they do things the right way.
Right.
You know, they teach them the things that they need to teach, the small things.
Right.
You know, they don't get caught up in all the hoopla and worrying about the rankings and worrying about all that stuff. it's a community team, and they do the things that they need to do. And Lagode's going to be that same way tomorrow night.
Oh, no question. Well, and that's the thing. Again, you didn't have a chance really to prepare for this opponent either.
No.
So this just kind of became. They didn't know much about Jasper. We didn't know much about them. Obviously, we didn't have any film or anything like that. I mean, obviously, hey, you got a kid going to Indiana State. You got to focus on him, and he's a great scorer and been a great scorer for 4 years. You didn't know what the freshman Walter had or anything like that. But for us to go man-to-man against this team, outsized, I mean, there's no question we were completely outsized. But, to battle and to rebound the way we did tonight, I'm just very happy with the way the Wildcats performed tonight.
Yep, I am too. Like I said, I think they did an outstanding job, and, they obviously, got a lot to build on.
Right.
And as a coach, you can't be – I would think the coaching staff would be pleased with the effort. They would be pleased with what they have to work with.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, we were missing 3 players tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an excuse. It's just a fact,
right.
And you're going to have to go through the course of this season, and that's going to happen more times than not probably, where you're going to have guys missing because of this with the COVID stuff. So, from that standpoint, I think, Coach Gable's going to be pleased with it, and you just got to move forward and be ready to go tomorrow night.
Right. Well, and the other thing, too, I mean, you're talking about the 3 players that we're missing tonight. Actually, we're missing a lot of size, but, gosh, I tell you, in a game like tonight, we probably need more quickness than size.
I was thinking the same thing, Craig. I'm not sure that the size killed us, the lack of size, let me say, because – I felt like the guys that played in there did a very good job. They blocked out.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that played were quicker than the guys that didn't play.
Right.
That had the size, and sometimes quickness can make that even out a little bit. It can be an equalizer a little bit, and I think tonight that kind of showed a little bit. We were undersized, but I felt like we were quicker than what they were.
Sure. Yeah. All right, well, I tell you what, I think we're going to have one of the coaches come up here and talk with us, so we're going to take a quick break here and break things down with the coaching staff. Jasper Falls 58-56 in overtime. We'll be back right after this here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again here in Linton, Indiana. The Wildcats in a overtime battle comes up short 58-56, and we got Caleb Bagley to break things down for us and kind of give his perspective on what we saw on the floor tonight. Now, Caleb, disappointed in the outcome, but you can't be disappointed in the ball game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we played really hard. That's a really good team. They've got, Lincoln Hale. He's a really good player, and we played really hard. And we, for the most part, we played a really good game. We just have to clean up some of the mistakes we make and are made, and we probably come out on top. But can't fault the effort.
Oh, not at all, not at all. So obviously you didn't have much time to prepare. We just found out we were playing this basketball game earlier this week. We're having to postpone the game against Gibson Southern. But how did you prepare your team for this?
We had a game, one game of them. They played twice, I think, now. So we've gotten a chance to watch a little bit of film.
Okay.
But, we kind of sat down, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday and kind of came up with a scouting report based on what we saw in the film. But, it was more, what are we going to do? We haven't played yet, and it was just kind of, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know. We had a lot of guys tonight play varsity basketball for the first time. So definitely different. And I thought we had a pretty good plan, and I thought our guys executed our plan pretty well. We just have to clean some things up.
All right. Well, and as far as Jasper coming into the season, I mean, like you're saying, a lot of guys are just getting their first varsity action. We lost a lot of senior leadership from last year's team. But what did you see from a standpoint of leadership in the basketball team tonight? Yeah,
I mean, I think it's just going to be a group effort. I think we've got guys that are going to play extremely hard.
Mm-hmm.
We get really good energy out of Jace Goodhue and Isaac Heim. I mean, really, it's all the way down the bench.
Right.
So I think that's just really the expectation. If we've talked to them about how hard they should be able to play, especially with how deep we can be with our rotation. So there's no excuse not to play hard. So I think, with just those seniors and them showing how hard they play, it just rubs off on everybody else.
And, you get a player like Lincoln Hale. I mean, obviously he's going to Indiana State, and he's an all-star candidate and everything, and all-time leading scorer for Linton. But I thought Ernie just really put a great effort against him. He scores his 25, and Jason and I were talking earlier. Scorers are going to score.
Yep.
You can't really stop that. But I just really think he took a little bit of his game away. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think I would say if you talk to him, he would say Isaac and Tanner made it as difficult as he's had it probably at least this year in the first 3 games they've played. But there probably hasn't been very many tougher matchups. Those two guys, Isaac and Tanner in particular, they did a great job. They were physical and they were where they needed to be.
Well, and the other thing, too, is that just from the information that I came up with is that Linton likes to run a 1-3-1 defense, and they started out in that, but we forced them to go into that man-to-man. So that was the great thing about this basketball game. It became man versus man pretty well the rest of the game, didn't it?
Yeah, our guards did a really good job of attacking the 1-3-1, not just through the pass, but we were driving the ball in the middle of their defense and getting inside-out threes and knocking them in and kind of forced them, like you said, to switch to man. And it was a battle. It was a lot of fun.
Right. Anybody's in particular you're happy to see, what you've seen in practice, but then when you saw on the floor tonight?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of guys that took a big jump. Isaac Day, he played a really nice game. He does a really good job of getting in the paint and going off 2 feet and getting and gathering himself, and it was nice to see. He got some varsity minutes last year toward the end of the year. His minutes started to go up, but he played a lot of minutes tonight, and he's a competitor, and he never wanted to come out of the game. So he just did a really nice job and kind of spearheaded that attack against the 1-3-1. So he's not the only one. We had like I said, we played really hard. Everybody that came in, Jack came in, hit some really big threes for us. Everybody contributed. We just clean up a mistake in the first quarter might change the game.
Right. Well, you've moved up from the freshman team, now coaching the JV team. Talk about your JV game tonight. You guys had a nice win.
Yeah, we played hard. We got off to a slow start in the first half, and then kind of picked it up a little bit in the second half. We kind of did what the varsity did, attack their 1-3-1, and we're more aggressive in it.
Yeah.
But I coached those guys last year with the freshmen, and it's fun to now get to coach them again. Really good group of guys that play really hard.
Right.
And, I just keep talking to them about playing defense because we play a lot of defense in practice, and we've got to compete and help our varsity, and they've done a good job of that so far.
All right, now you got Lagodi tomorrow night. Doesn't get any easier, and we got an hour and 15, hour and 20-minute drive to get home and all that. But what can you do in the next 20 hours or so to get ready for tomorrow night?
Yeah, the first thing is these guys need to get some rest. A lot of guys played a lot of minutes. But we'll come in tomorrow sometime in the morning and walk through some stuff, watch some Lagodi film, and maybe look at some stuff from tonight, just where we can clean up some errors. But it's on to tomorrow. We've got to keep the effort even when we're tired. And like I said, Lagodi's got a really good team, so it'll be another test for us, and it should be a lot of fun.
All right, well, hey, congratulations on a great night of basketball and getting this underway. We didn't know if we were going to play basketball or not, so it's a good start to the season.
Thank you.
All right. Caleb Bagley, ladies and gentlemen. So the Cats win the JV game tonight under his tutelage and just come up short in overtime against the number 2 team in 2A. So a quick look at the scoring for both teams. Of course, Indiana State recruit Lincoln Hale, the all-time leading scorer for the Linton Stockton Miners, scores 25 points. They get 13 points from Joey Hart. Drew Smith had some battles down low. He finishes with 6 points. Braden Walters, the freshman, outstanding all night with his length and size as far as quickness and everything that he was able to do on the floor, knocking the ball away with steals and blocks and all that. But he scores 8 points tonight for the Linton Miners. And but the big bucket actually was Josh Pine. Josh Pine hitting that little runner there off the glass there to win the basketball game. So Josh Pine finishes with 6 points. None more important than that 2-pointer to win 58-56 for the Wildcats. They were led by Isaac Day, 20 points. A great start for him tonight, and just outstanding leadership on the floor and controlling things offensively and defensively for the Cats. Tanner Ernie doing a nice job defensively, battling against Lincoln Hale. He has 4. Caleb Berger went out with the injury. Hopefully he'll be okay and will be able to get back on the floor. But he did not come back into the ball game after that injury in the third quarter, so he finishes with 9. Jace Goodhue with 5. And good bench scoring for the Wildcats tonight. Jack Albrand hitting 3 3-pointers for 9 points. Carter Mundy his first varsity action as a sophomore, 5 points for him. And Michael Beekler was 2 for 2 from the line in the second quarter. So the Wildcats will take on Lagodi tomorrow night. They'll be at home. And Linton Stockton will play Clay City, actually, as their next opponent. And, I'm looking at the schedule here. And they had both of them on December 4th, so Clay City will be on December 5th for them. So Linton goes to 3-0. Jasper is 0-1 to start the season. So for Jason Staub, Jeremy Marcos on the video, my name is Craig Schneider. The Wildcats come up short in overtime tonight, but a great battle we saw here on 18 WJTS, falling 58-56. Good night, everybody.